Imagine, your city in flames, you're a 17-year-old refugee with 2 suits and no money. But instead of giving up, you build an empire that changes the world, from massive tankers to luxury airliners, from passionate romances to a shocking marriage with Jackie Kennedy. This is the life of Aristotle Onassis, a titan who played by his own rules. An adrenaline rush, betrayals, billions, tragedies, ready to dive into the chaos? From poverty to the top, here's how he turned everything upside down. From the ashes of Smyrna to first millions. In 1922, as Turkish troops torch Smyrna, young Aristotle Onassis evacuates to Argentina, arriving in Buenos Aires with 2 suits and no cash. By day, he's a courier and clerk at a tobacco firm. By night, a phone operator where he learns to listen to the market, valuing information, quick contacts, and speed. With a tiny tobacco import license, Ari turns it into profitable exports of Greek cigarettes, opens a brokerage firm, and buys his first used steamer in 1932. The key, registering ships under flags of convenience like Panama and Liberia, slashing taxes and red tape. By the late 1930s, he's a millionaire, thinking in long-term raw material contracts with his Ari formula. Low costs, big deals, capital assets. To fans, it's outsider genius. To critics, cynical loopholes. Would you do differently? Marriages as weapons, the Livanos clan, Niarchos, and family hell. In 1947, 40-year-old Onassis marries 17-year-old Athena, or Tina Livanos, daughter of influential Greek shipowner Stavros Livanos, while his arch-rival Stavros Niarchos weds her sister Eugenie, merging 3 powerful clans into one superfamily that quickly turns into a battlefield. On the surface, dazzling glamour, lavish balls on the French Riviera, yachts dotted with stars, and society galas, but behind the scenes, passions boil with infidelities, mutual spying, and clever financial jabs where everyone tries to outmaneuver the other. In the 1960s, both unions crumble. Tina leaves Ari in 1960, and Eugenie is found dead in 1970, officially from a barbiturate overdose, though rumors of suicide or worse persist to this day. The climax. Niarchos marries Tina in 1971, as if putting a bold period on this vendetta, avenging his former rival. This isn't just society gossip, it's a stark example of how in elite circles, marriages serve as alliances to bolster empires, levers of influence, and time bombs capable of tearing everything apart. Bloody wailing, bombs, scandals, and juvenile victims. Early 1950s, Onassis sends the Olympic challenger and 15 catchers hunting whales off Peru's Pacific coast. Reports from Norwegian sailors accuse his crews of slaughtering underage whales and ignoring quotas, a crime against the sea that shocks the press worldwide. In 1954, Peruvian fighter planes drop warning bombs near his fleet, forcing Navy escorts to seize the ships and tow them to Paita. The scandal spreads across 3 continents, and rumors swirl that Ari hosted elite guests aboard to witness, or even try, harpooning themselves. He denies everything, then quietly sells the fleet to Japan's Kyokuyo Hoge for $8.5 million, walking away richer and untouchable. Had YouTube existed, those bloody hunts would have been viral gold and instant global outrage. Saudi monopoly, the deal that enraged America. January 20, 1954. Onassis signs an audacious pact with Saudi Arabia. His company, Saudi Arabian Maritime Cohorn, will provide 500,000 gross tons of tankers under the Saudi flag, securing exclusive rights to ship the kingdom's oil at 21 cents per ton. For Aramco and Washington, it's heresy, a private Greek magnate hijacking the Middle East oil routes. The White House retaliates with covert diplomacy and economic sabotage. Former FBI agent Robert Mayhew coordinates efforts to crush the deal. In some retellings, Nixon snarls, "If we take him out, just not on U.S. soil." It's no longer business, it's geopolitical warfare. Oil tankers turn into weapons, and Onassis, the rebel traitor, sails straight into the Cold War. Fleet arrest, fines, schemes, and empire survival. While the Saudi saga burns, U.S. courts strike his empire from another side. Between 1954 and 1958, investigators uncover that Onassis bought ships through fake American owners to bypass maritime law. The first seizure, Tanker Lake George, triggers 13 indictments, dozens of arrests, and headlines branding him the man who outsmarted America. Facing ruin, he admits violations and pays roughly $7 million in fines. A fortune, but a calculated retreat. Within months, he relocates to Europe, orders massive new tankers from Germany, and turns scandal into strategy. Washington claims victory. Onassis walks away stronger. Even the storm of law couldn't sink a man who treated every courtroom like just another port. Olympic Airways, Sky Mistress, and Status Showcase. In 1956, Aristotle Onassis gains rights to manage Greece's national airlines and relaunches them as Olympic Airways, turning it into a showcase of modernity. His signature move, can't use 5 Olympic rings. Add a 6th, creating a unique logo, a symbol of innovation. Early jetliners like the Comet 4B, serviced with gold-plated dishes in first class, make Olympic link Greece to elegance and prestige, not debt reports. The economics are debatable due to losses, but the impact is huge. A business card for the nation and perfect backdrop for Ares' myth. Managers joked, married to the sea, but his mistress is the sky, since Olympic was a status tool for greeting ministers and global divas on the tarmac amid luxury and power. Passion with callous, control, pain, and dark secrets. They meet in 1959 aboard the legendary yacht Christina O, and this romance between Aristotle Onassis and the great opera diva Maria Callas instantly becomes the sensation of the decade, full of passion, drama, and hidden tragedies. Callas dreams of a quiet home and a child, while Ares seeks in her a source of admiration, absolute power, and the aura of an unbeatable life master who always sets the terms. Biographical studies based on personal letters and diaries reveal grim details. Her pregnancy, painful miscarriages, constant pressure from him, episodes of physical cruelty, and even instances of drugging for intimacy, painting a picture of toxic relationships. Even after the wedding of the century with Jackie Kennedy in 1968, Ares keeps paying for Maria's apartment and ostentatiously appears with her in public, as if reminding the world who's writing the script. The most heart-wrenching detail, Callas's words that he broke her, yet she still waits for his call. This isn't just tabloid gossip, but a real x-ray of Onassis' character, where people sometimes become mere assets, like his ships and planes. Why he bought Jackie, wedding shield and silence contract. On October 20th, 1968, on the private island of Skorpios, a modest Greek Orthodox ceremony takes place. Aristotle Onassis marries Jackie Kennedy, with her children holding candles and the banquet on the luxurious yacht Christina O in a tight circle of guests. The context of this union is chilling. Just 5 years earlier, John and Robert Kennedy were assassinated, and around the widow swirls relentless press and constant security threats that even the dynasty can't protect against. Ares offers what no one else could, a personal island as a sanctuary, round-the-clock security, private jets, a yacht, and unlimited funds for total privacy. According to some accounts and books like Peter Evans's Nemesis, this marriage could have been a form of revenge against Robert Kennedy, who, as U.S. Attorney General, Onassis believed was involved in the criminal charges against him in the 1950s that threatened his business, though RFK's direct involvement is debated and tied to an earlier period. In the tabloids of the time, rumors circulate about a prenup, with nearly 170 clauses, including strict daily rules and financial guarantees like $600,000 to $625,000 a year, while private correspondence reveals his cold logic: marriage as a mutually beneficial deal for status and protection. After Onassis' death in 1975, Jackie receives $20 to $26 million in a lump sum, agreeing not to contest the will where the main share goes to his daughter Christina. Why he bought Jackie isn't just clickbait, but a key to understanding the union as mutual risk insurance, where she gains security and freedom from the Camelot shadow, and he, untouchability and global legitimacy. Alexander's crash. Million for truth and Greek tragedy. On January 22, 1973, the Piaggio P-136 amphibian with Aristotle Onassis' son, Alexander, crashes shortly after takeoff from Athens' Hellinikon Airport, and the heir dies a day later. Ari flies in a British neurosurgeon, but there's no chance. This marks the start of his decline. Officially, error in aileron rigging, engineers acquitted. Onassis offers $1 million for sabotage info, suspecting rivals and staff, even discussing body cryonics. He fades fast, dying on March 15, 1975 in Paris, buried with his son on Scorpios. The empire goes to Christina and the Alexander Foundation. Punishment from fate, the price of fame, losing the son he built it all for, turning life into a true Greek tragedy.